Hello everybody, it is I, Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Superfly. This isn't just any old version of Superfly though. This, as you can tell, is a China-made diecast. But Superfly actually didn't come out until 2020. So you're probably wondering, how is there a China Superfly? Is this a factory custom or something? No. This is the rubber tires release from all the way back in 2017. So a really interesting thing about the demo derby cars is that technically all of them did come out in 2017 except for Fair Game, but most of them didn't have just like regular tire variants. Instead, a good majority of them were released in the 2017 rubber tire line. It was very late into the year. I believe it was after the Thomasville Legends were released. So yeah, these guys have gotten a little desirable. In fact, all of the demo derby cars have gotten really desirable over the years. Like if you collect these guys exclusively in box, then you're in big trouble financially because a lot of these guys will run you a pretty penny online. Luckily, I knew someone who was selling a rubber tire Superfly, and I quickly jumped on it just to have any new demo derby car because the demo derby cars are cars that I really appreciate. I think they're really cool, and I really wish I'd collected more. I had the chance to over the last few years when I started collecting again in 2022. A couple of the demo derby cars were re-released, but I just never picked up any of them. Jambalaya Chimichanga, Fair Game, Tailgate, Bill, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of really good items I passed up on because the Thunder Hollow cars are kind of niche items, really. And also, I guess I just figured those ones are the ones that are like really common, right? They haven't re-released Superfly, who's around like $30 on average. Not to mention Hit and Run; those guys are like extremely expensive. And then of course the deluxe line died, so that really kills the chances for Miss Britter, RV, and Dr. Damage. So at this point, it's not looking too good for the Thunder Hollow cars, which is a real shame because again, I think these are some of Mattel's best diecasts. Yeah, so here is Superfly. I mainly know this guy for two things. One, both these are my friends. One of them is my friend, I believe. Yeah, it was actually no, three friends because it's Ty and Cars Like Ninjago, right? I think it was Cars Like Ninjago that suggested this guy from one of the 25 Days of Suggestions, and also my friend Hero, otherwise known as Cars Ignite 95, had an extra of this guy and turned it into what was the name of it? I think it was Skidmark, the Ben Schwartz snail from Turbo, and it was just super funny. So yeah, now I finally have Superfly. The entire joke of the character is that he gets launched into the air and it says, "I'm flying! Oh no, I'm not flying!" And then he crashes in and causes Todd the Pizza Planet truck to lose his rocket on top, which is just really funny. So he's probably one of the more significant demo derby cars. I think I'm content if I don't get all of them. I mean, ideally I would because they're all super like unique from one another, but I mean, I don't really like Airborne. He was packed in a 2-pack with Airborne, but not in the main line. It was one of those Walmart accessory things. I never found it, unfortunately. If I did, probably would have picked them up, but otherwise, it's whatever. So yeah, like I said, they haven't re-released any of those super rare ones, except for recently with High Impact and Fishtail. This is my original Fishtail, not the new one. Sadly, they're not doing any demo derby cars this year either. I'm not even talking about Superfly. It's just I really need to vent that like the Thunder Hollow cars have not been in a good place in the last few years, and I'm really hoping 2027 fixes that. I would love to see Broadside, Jimbo, Pile Up, and my girl Blind Spot. I love Blind Spot. If I could get one more demo derby car, it probably would be Blind Spot, but I don't think it's meant to be. So yeah, Superfly has a really cool color scheme. It's the sort of light blue with green. It's got this night matte finish, this souped up engine, which just looks really cool. I like that the pipes are all completely different. I believe there's a Road Rumbler that is the same design as Superfly. Yeah, so that's interesting. As this expression here. I think my main complaint with a lot of the China versions of the demo derby cars is they look way too neon. Like they don't look dirty enough, and also their eyes are like really far apart. Like I think I think Thailand really did a good job updating most of these guys. And I believe they re-released every Thunder Hollow car got a Thailand variant in some capacity. Of course, um, Fair Game was only released in Thailand, but yeah, I think all of them have a Thailand variant somewhere. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, this is the rubber tire variant, and I don't know if this is on the regular Superfly, but I noticed that this item is one of the few times where the car's diecast line does connected wheels instead of the sort of separate rolling wheels. Doesn't. Okay, yeah, I think they do that for a lot of the demo derby cars. I think just because it's a lot easier to work with. Yeah, that's very interesting. Very chipped up, but given that it's a demo derby car, I don't mind too much. And also, Superfly is a pretty hard to get item. I would assume the rubber tire one is even more rare because it's a rubber tire and it was only sold in like exclusive stores, and in box it costs a bit. Again, like about $30. I wish I could have gotten the accessories for it, but I honestly do not mind. I'm again perfectly content with at least having this. Number 72. The original Superfly, implying that there's another Superfly running around. Ooh, he has a number on the spoiler. That doesn't happen very often. I think GRC Max is the only other time this has happened. That's super interesting. He has a sort of hot rod look. Very similar to Snot Rod in shape, actually, with the souped up engine and the, lift up front. I get that that's what all funny cars look like, but very interesting to have another car kind of look like that. He has a splitter in the front. And also, I think his model is like similar to some other cars that we see in Cars 3. I want to say similar to Todd Crash, maybe? Also, one of the few Cars characters to have his engine exposed. Of course, Mater has his engine exposed, but Superfly is really one of the only other times where this sort of design crops up, right? The back board here is just a decal. It's really convincing though. Like this really does look like wood. Like if I ran my fingers, I could honestly see myself getting a splinter from this. The text is blurry, but given that it's supposed to look spray painted on, I think that's fine. I always loved how like spray painted the demo derby cars look. Like they were made like on the fly, just kind of made in the backyard, I guess. And I just think it looks really cool. Get wrecked. Remember that was a thing? Get wrecked. I love that. I love that a lot. The original Superfly. I believe it's mostly the same on this side. And I know it's got to be different, right? Because it's all hand painted, but it does look pretty similar. And over here is the base, a late 2017. I think this was actually a 2018 release, I want to say. So I find it interesting the way they went about doing the demo derby cars where, okay, technically they didn't do all of them in 2017, but, if you count these as literally just the regular versions, then, there was at least versions of these guys out. And I guess that makes sense because the Cars 3 racers, like most of the Cars 3 racers have gone down as some of the most desirable items in the Cars diecast line. Look back at like some of the Thomasville racers like Clovis Rider, a guy that just kind of came back in 2024. Looking at his original release, he's like $25. So, yeah, like, and he's just like a worse Randy Lawson. So if that doesn't tell you that people care deeply about the Cars 3 racers, I don't know what does. And not to mention the stock cars, it is a mess trying to get the Cars 3, like any racers from Cars 3, aside from maybe Next Gens. But even then, you still got like Steve Slick LePage, and now like Flipped Over is really rare. It's a mess. So as you guys may know, Superfly isn't my only rubber tire item. My first ever rubber tire car was Carla Veloso from the Cars 2 Kmart line. I'm really glad they kept doing rubber tires for Cars 3. Unfortunately, they didn't really do any rubber tires for like the main Piston Cup racers. They did do Cal, and there were plans for a Ryan Inside Laney, but that unfortunately fell through. Oh yeah, they also did rubber tire Cruiser Miras. That was really cool. Oh, and also Chick Hicks One of the rarest, just most obscure items of all time, rubber tire Chick Hicks from Cars 3. Just grand. Honestly, they're pretty similar color wise. That is not intentional. It just happened that the two rubber tire cars I own primarily are the sort of light blue and the sort of lime green. There are my other demo derby cars. Yeah, my demo derby collection literally just consisted of one 5-pack from 2017 and then high impact, who I only really got because I was like, I like high impact color. I think I also like did it because I knew, okay, high impact is kind of desirable. I've never really seen this one before. She was gone for years. And this is probably the best Thunder Hollow release they've done in a while. Everyone else is like pretty overdone. Patty especially. Like I would have sacrificed Patty's like re-releases in favor of like literally anyone else. I would have taken like Broadside or something. Broadside's not even like that good, but like anything over just another Patty. Please, just Mattel, do not bring back Patty. Bring back literally anyone else. Literally anyone else. You could bring back Airborne, and he's not really that good, or she. Yeah, wait, one more thing. A lot of the Demo Derby cars, they're not specified whether they're male or female or, other. But I believe Superfly is meant to be a man, because I believe the voice actor was a man. It was just some guy. So yeah, High Impact and Fishtail also had rubber tire releases, as well as Chester Whipple Filter, but he has a different expression. I think I actually nearly got rubber tire Chester Whipple Filter, but I personally prefer the regular one. Anyways, that's all I have on Superfly. I'm really sorry this video took 11 minutes, but, I think it was worth it. It is just so cool to have another Thunder Hollow car. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!